Oh, yeah. What's happening? Hey. Can you dig it? Alrighty, what's happening, everybody? It's Friday night. I'm your host, Jake Johnson. This is Untethered Live. What's going on out there in the world? How's it hanging? How's it kicking? How's it going? What's up?
Short, shriveled, and a little to the left.
Short, shriveled, little to the left. Always with me, Amanda the Bandhammer.
Howdy, Untethered Live family.
It's one of those days. It's a good day. Got a nice hot cup of coffee. Had a nice nap. Had a nice dinner, nice long day at work, and now I'm here with friends. Can't beat it. It's the best place in the world. Who's with me? Amy's here. She's first in chat. You get the gold star, and she says, Joshua 1:9, be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. For the Lord thy God is with thee whithersoever thou goest. Good, stern, solid advice always, and true. You get the gold star for being first in chat. And how you feel about that? And Judy's following you up. She says, well, it didn't work this time being first in chat. Early bird gets the worm, Judy. You got to get up early. Got to get up awful early to beat Amy. And Judy says, hey, Jake and Amanda. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. Come on in. Take your shoes off. Judy says, hey, Amy. Patty's here. She says, hello, ladies. It's Patty, a.k.a. Son Wesley. I've borrowed phone until I can get to the Dollar General store. This last one lasted about 3 years. Cowabunga. That's right. I hear you. I've used one of those for many years myself. And Patty says, I'm early looking for company. Peace. Oh, well, if I'd have known that, I'd have come early. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Patty says, I like your verse, Miss Amy. It's a good one. Lady Biker's here. She says, how is everyone? Fantastic. How are you, Lady Biker? Nice to see you. Lady Biker says, I got another hot water heater. It's in, but it's leaking a little bit. Oh, the old weeping hot water heater. I fought that not too long ago myself. I know all about that joker. You'll get it. You just got to keep messing with it. Keep tightening it. And don't mess with the little flippy thingy that says you're supposed to check it for pressure. Don't check it. Leave it alone. You check it, it'll leak. That's how they get you. We'll work on it Saturday morning. The leak is just a few teaspoons, and it's fixable. Just sick of dealing with it. Yeah, those are a pain in the butt, for sure. Lady B says, earlier I couldn't type for 4 minutes. That was a YouTube, I know. I don't know if it was or not. I've never had them stop me from typing. That's kind of weird. What do you think, Amanda?
Oh, yeah, that's definitely weird. I ain't never heard of YouTube stopping somebody from typing except for blocking them completely.
Were they sitting on your fingers? Lady B says, Amy and Patty, how are you two? And hey, Jake and Amanda. Hi, Lady B. Nice to see you. Lady B says, hey, Judy, sweetheart, heart. And Judy says, hey, Patty. And hey, Lady B. Lady B says, I have always had a glass-lined hot water heater. They're the best for a tank one. They had to be special ordered from Lowe's. Crazy. I had to get a plain one, $400 to $500 plus glue in. And my son has a tankless. I'm waiting to see how that one works out. I hope it does for him. Me too.
I had a tankless hot water heater one time, and it was pretty good. It made the light bill go up just a little bit because it's constantly keeping the water hot as soon as it runs through, but they work pretty good. I mean, if you like Insta-Hots, that's the way to go.
I hear you. My hot water heater is made out of a pig tank, and it's about 150 years old, so it does the job. Lady B says, be right back. Get in the shower. Nice. Always nice to get people naked on the show. Victor's here. Hey, Vic. Nice to see you, my friend. Happy October 24th. Vic says, hello, with a smiley face. And Patty says, I'm good. I hope everyone else is good. I'm good too, Patty. Thank you for asking. Victor says, I am also good. Thumbs up. Excellent. Nice to see you, Victor. Judy says, hey, Victor. And Lady B says, hey, Victor and family. Wave your hand.
Amy, here's your gold star.
There it is. There's that gold star. A thing worth fighting for. Lady B says, there she is, Miss America. Hey, Amanda.
Hi, lady.
Lady B says, be right back in a few.
Hi, Amy, Judy, Patty, Lady, and Vic.
Lady B says, 𝕌𝕟𝕥𝕙𝕖𝕣𝕖 just got ℂ𝕙𝕢𝕙. I don't know what that is, but it sounds terrible. ℂ𝕙𝕢𝕙? 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 I don't know what that is. Just got ℂ𝕙𝕢𝕙.
I don't know.
I don't either. Patty says, I had a good week. It was a spiritual war for most of the week, but today I still have food, auto, and a roof. That's the way to look at it. Stay positive. I feel you there. This time of year is pretty rough for everybody. That's when all the money dries up. I get it. Me too. Lady B says, a reminder on my phone, bedtime is in an hour. Bedtime is in an hour? Your phone is reminding you?
Yeah, she goes to bed at like 9:30, something like that, 10 o'clock.
Oh, I just got a ring. Maybe that's what that's supposed to say.
No, she got a reminder on her phone that her bedtime's in an hour.
I get that, but look up to the last one. There's an unfamiliar word in it.
Oh. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be a ring. Hi, Untethered Live family. Good to see y'all. Happy Friday. I hope everyone had a good week. Hi, Jake. How are you tonight?
Fantastic. I had cookies and milk.
And a big old thick, fat pork chop.
Yeah, and a big old thick fat pork chop. And it was yummy. Hang on. There we go. Lady B says, God is good, Patty. He is every day. Every day. Never forget that. Amy says, like, shared, and invited some friends. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. And Lady B says, Amanda, how are you and yours?
We are good, lady. Thanks. How are you?
Patty says, Lady Biker, no one will ever know. Mabel's here. Hey, Mabel. She says, ciao, everyone. Just a heads up. We're on a road trip and Vic is driving. So Hannah is going to be watching on his phone and should not be commenting. Well, sure, she can comment. Why not? Or he shouldn't be commenting because he's driving. Got it. Vic says,
No, mouth zipped.
Yep.
Hi, Mabel. LOL. Oh, let her talk.
Lady B says, good thank you, Lady B. Loves the live. Let me read that again. Lady Biker says, good, thank you. Lady B loves the live. Appreciate you, Jake. Thank you very much. Prayers to you, too. Amy says, hi, everyone. Busy Friday night again at work. I don't have much time to chat. I'm just saying hello. I'm working overtime tomorrow at 7 a.m. That's fantastic. That's that money in the bank. That's a good thing. I also have to work tomorrow because I'm broke. I'm so broke I can't afford to pay attention. So I got to work on a weekend. That's all right. You do what you got to do, right? Mabel says, Amanda, we will see how the conversation goes first. Well, hopefully it'll go well.
LOL, right, Mabel? With us, you never know. She's talking about Mabel being in the chat. I mean, Hannah being in the chat.
I got it. I'm quick. I pick up on things. I understand. Ferd Jurgensen's here. He says, hey, Ferd. Nice to see you, my friend. Come on in.
Hi, Ferd.
Amy says, attention viewers, there could be a minor in chat. Let's keep it clean. Thanks. I'm not the only one who's quick. Fab Daddy's here. He says, happy Friday. Hey, Fab. Nice to see you, my friend. Come on in.
Hi, Fab.
And Mabel says, thank you, Amy. And Linda says, hi, everyone. I'm freezing my butt off. The senior night football game. Football. Linda Davis at a football game. Look at you go, girl. Who's winning?
The one with the most points.
I'm glad to hear you're not in the hospital.
Yes.
I've been worried about you since the other night. Amy says, that's an idea. A cheap phone. Mine is about junked. Yeah, the only reason I have a good phone, a quality phone, is because I have a good wife. Before that, I had a dollar store phone, and it worked just fine.
Junk.
It was junk, but it worked fine. Fab Daddy says, I'm listening to my next door neighbor play music. Mexican. Nice. He's Mexican. That's usually how it goes. I got a Mexican neighbor, and every now and then I hear polka wafting through the air. But I get them back, too, because every now and then they hear Jake Johnson wafting through the air because I band practice here.
At 2 o'clock in the morning.
You know.
Or 10 o'clock at night on his drums.
I don't call nothing. I let my neighbors have it. They know who I am. Most of them will come out in the golf carts and sit in the yard and listen to me. I've had that happen a bunch. Amanda?
Hi, Linda. Oh, no, bundle up.
Judy says, hey, Hannah. Hi, Hannah. If you're listening, grab a coffee. It's going to be a night.
They're riding. She can't drive a coffee. Grab a coffee.
You don't
Drive a
bring
coffee.
coffee with you when you ride? I do.
She's a teenager. Teenagers ain't thinking about coffee.
I was. Amy says, did y'all press that thumbs up button and share? Right on. Hit that like button. No, because there's 16 people in chat and only 9 likes. That's over 300 people didn't hit the like button. You got to hit that like button. It's part of the experience. Helps me make money. Thank you. Patty says, hi, Miss Amy Elizabeth and Miss Manda. Turtle.
Turtle.
Or fan, one or the other. It looks like a fancy turtle or a really low-quality fan, one or the other.
Those are the Chinese fans.
Ah. And Fab Daddy says, Linda needs to get a bigger coat. If you're freezing your buns off, yes. Amy says, Patty, heart. Lady B says, no. I tried to comment before y'all went on. It wouldn't let me. I have no control over that. I'm sorry. I guess they do things. Amy says, tankless water heaters are worth the investment. I don't think I've ever had one.
They're awesome.
And Judy says, hey, Ferd. What you been up to, Ferd? Nice of you to drop in. Amy says, hey, Judy, heart. Judy says, hey, Linda. And Amy says, hi, Linda and Lady B, heart. And hey, Ferd. And hey, Fab, heart. And hello, Amanda and Jake. Fab Daddy says, hi, everyone. I was interrupted by Mom calling me. That's good. I would give anything for my mom to call me. Be a really long-distance phone call, but I would accept. Amy says, hello, Mabel and Hannah. And Linda says, Pennsylvania has bipolar weather. I woke up to my car having frost on the windows. It was beautiful this afternoon, and now it's freezing again. Right on. Yeah, It was kind of cold here this morning, too. But by the time I got to work, I was sweating, so off went the jacket.
I was going to say he left to go to work and comes back in. He goes, it's cold out there. Grabs his jacket, leaves. I'm like, well, yeah. Good morning.
Judy says, hey, Mabel. Amy says, hello, anyone I missed, and hi, lurkers. If you're lurking in the background, come on up to the forefront. Say something. Say hello. Tell us who you are. You don't have to, but you're welcome to. Mabel says, hello, Judy, smiley face. Fab Daddy says, my Halloween. Hold on. I hate it when that happens.
8:40.
8:40?
Yeah.
Here we go. My Halloween costume is almost finished. Well, what is it, Fab? What are you going to be for Halloween? I've decided I'm going to go as a really tired old man. I think I've got the perfect costume. Judy says, sounds like Wisconsin, Linda. Or really anywhere up north. Amanda.
Sorry, I was typing. What are you going to be, Fab?
Amy says, I'm going to a church pitch-in and service this Sunday with Ladina. It might do me good meeting new people and getting out of the house. I think it will. It absolutely will do you good. You need people in the world. That's true. We are social creatures. We're creatures of tribes. And if you don't have a tribe, if you're a loner like me, you have a very long and existential life that's endowed with morbidity and loneliness, and you don't need that. Go out and be with people. Enjoy yourself. Touch people. Smile. Be happy. It's good for your soul. And Fab Daddy says, don't forget to hit that like button like I did, because I forgot. Thank you, Fab. And Fab Daddy says, Amy, that is amazing that you're going out and socializing. That is really good. It's a good, strong step forward, too, by the way. And Judy says, number 2. You got it, Judy. Amber Grounds is here. She says, good evening, friends. I've Facebook liked and invited some friends, and I'm getting settled, and I'm kind of lurking. Smiley faces and hearts. Hi, Amber. Nice to see you, sweet lady. Bill Bennett's here. He says, happy Friday, guys. Glad to see you all and be here. Much glad to have you here, Bill. Nice to see you. How's the family? Judy says, hey, Amber. Amanda.
Hi, Amber. Or hi, Bill.
Yeah. Fab Daddy says, anytime you can be social, the better. I agree. Judy says, hey, Bill. And Amy says, hi, Amber Heart. Fab Daddy says, Amber, stop creeping me out. I realize it's Halloween, but dang, goosebumps. Why? Because she's lurking? Judy says, how's the blood pressure, Linda? Lady B says, Jake and Amy taught school for over 20 years and worked weekends. I have always had 2 jobs. I promise you will get to a point where you won't have to work weekends, and we all will survive it. Oh, I know. I've been working most of my life. Oh, I know. Fab Daddy says blood pressure and heart rate. Right.
Hi, Amber.
And Lady B says, hey, Fab Daddy, heart. Fab Daddy says, Lady B, she is a woman's woman. Right on. Amber says, Fab, LOLOL. Stop flexing. You know we all keep half an eye on you. Jake is going to call the care emoji herpes. Yeah, a smiley face with herpes. That's right. Fab Daddy says, wait, that came out wrong. And by the way, I'm a trendsetter, not a trend follower. So if I call it something and you recognize that I'm going to call it before I do, I have successfully set that idea in your mind. And now you're a part of my trend. See how that works? That's a good thing. That's called marketing. Lady B says, hey, Linda, wavy hand. And Linda says, my blood pressure is not too bad today. I'll check it when I get home. And hi, Lady B. Amber says, I hit the like button and invited more company. I'm a good noodle, SpongeBob. You are a good noodle. And Fab Daddy says, don't Japanese eye me. I was very racist there. Very democratic of you there, Fab Daddy. I like it. What? We bum one hop and next thing you know, you new got down. Nice thing is you'll build us back up and buy our products. Nice people. Sorry. Lady B says, I haven't had a tankless either. Tankless. I haven't had a tankless either. Thanks for the advice. My son built a condominium in a barn. And he has a tankless, and he loves it, like you did, Amanda. Barnuminium, I like it.
Is that like a she shed?
No. He's a dude, so.
Okay, a man cave. Same difference.
No. A man cave has stuff in it that can build things. A she shed is just a place to put the wife where she will be out of my hair.
No, a man cave is a man chill room. Got the TV and the bar and the games and whatever else. It ain't got nothing to do with building nothing. It's a place to get away from his wife.
Fab Daddy says, you just are stoned like me, Amber, half-eyed. I'm half-eyed and I'm not stoned. What's up with that?
I know, right?
Lady B says, typo, tankless. I got it. Correct drives me nuts. I figured it out. And by the way, here's the chilling page link if anybody wants to check it out. Also, like, subscribe, share, support, join, and super chat if you feel the urge to do so and you would like to help me, put gas in my car. Or if you want to. That's Feed Jake for the uninitiated. You can do that at CashApp, $jakejohnsonband, and I greatly appreciate that if you can. Did this backwards, so grab a cup of coffee. Get a cup down below. Has my face on it. Go to the page. Do the thing. Press the button. Feed Jake. Here we go. Amber says, now, back to setting in for a few, BRB. Settling in for a few. Okay. Settle in. Bill Bennett says, Indiana weather, if you don't like it, wait a few hours, right? Fab Daddy says, message retracted. I can't read it if you retract it. Lady B says, really tired, oh man, ℂ𝕚𝕝𝕝, old. Really tired old man, that's me. Fab Daddy says, my Halloween is a mammogram machine. Have you ever seen a mammogram machine? It's 2 white plates and they squeeze a titty. That's it.
Yeah, I don't understand why he would want to be a mammogram machine. Speaking, every woman I've ever spoken to that's ever had one absolutely hates it.
Hates it.
So why would you want to be something that females hate?
Because some people haven't figured out that it's their job to be what women want. That's what thinking gets you. You got to learn how not to think and just go with the flow. You'd be surprised how many people suffer from that very affliction. Just can't get out of your own way. A mammogram machine, huh?
That'd be like going as a proctologist or something. I mean,
Or a pap smear.
that's different. Those are more tolerable than getting your boobie smashed most of the time. Some doctors are jerks, but you got most of them that are careful and cautious about what they're doing. Although the crazy part about that is I have found most male gynecologists are a lot smoother and careful than
Yes.
females.
Because men are biochemically programmed to please women. That's why. Women hate women, in case you hadn't figured that out. They love you to your face, but they hate you with a passion. It's just the way it is. A smart person will go to a male doctor if they're female. For more than one reason. But the pleasant, smooth, not so snatchy and bitey, and yeah, that too. Amanda says,
Don't. So, yeah. Yes, lady. They never run out of hot water, and you can change the temperature quickly for any reason. It's great.
Fab Daddy says, free mammograms. Free mammograms. No. You will have a short line. Amber says, Fab, that's why. That's why, right there. Lady B says, I've heard that too, Amy, about the water heater. Even bill, sir. Prayers. I think that's evening bill. Evening bill. Yep, that's what it is, evening bill. And Lady B says, thank you, Amanda. Fab Daddy says, hey, Bill. And Bill says, family is great. Thanks for asking. Glued to their phones. I'm good, Dad. I'm a good dad. Yep, that's usually how it goes. Kids are glued to their phones. Amanda says,
Nah, don't. Watch out. Must have jumped. Hold on. You're welcome, lady.
There you go. Vic says, I want to be Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas for Halloween. Nice. That's a good one. Lady B says, Fab, can you define a woman's woman? Please, Fab. Heart. I don't think she took the compliment, Fab. You're going to have to spell it out. Fab Daddy says, Jake always answers my questions about the Bible. I respect that. I don't know a lot about religion because I was rebellious, as was I. And I appreciate that vote of confidence, Fab Daddy, and I will always entertain whatever thoughts you have, whether they be religious or otherwise. And, I've never tried to convert you. I've only told you what I thought was true. And leave the rest up to you and God.
Even when you take toilet paper rolls and tape them to your nipples and crazy yarn and stuff in your hair and dance around in front of the mirror and do all kind of crazy things there, Fab.
And Fab Daddy says, Lady B, you can define it how you want. I think she was looking for a specific nail down what that means. How do you define it? You said it, so you define it. And Fab Daddy says, if it's good, that's what I meant. If it's bad, that is not what I meant. Covering all the bases, right? Lady B says, my son's barnuminium is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, metal building, has a wrap-around porch and an open floor plan inside with large closets. The only thing I don't like is it's built on a cement slab. What's wrong with that? It's got a solid foundation.
Sounds pretty nice to me.
You ain't got to worry about water coming up through the floor. Amy says, I had chocolate peanut butter ice cream for dinner. Nice. And Lady B says, ice cream sandwich here. Amy says, Fab Daddy should go as a speculum for Halloween. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Fab Daddy says, just take the joke. Mammogram you. Lady B says, one lady cranked my 44 double D's down on a glass and mashed them flat. And I wanted to slap her. Yes. And mammograms are not pleasant, as I've come to understand. Fab Daddy says, I will show you in picture form tomorrow on Facebook. Okay. Lady B says, references to mammogram above. Oh, I got it. And Judy says, chocolate peanut butter ice cream, my favorite. I don't think I've ever had chocolate peanut butter ice cream, unless you're talking about Reese's.
Right, lady?
And yes, I said Reese's. Saying Reese's Pieces is no different biochemically than saying Tutti Frutti. It's just the way you say something. I know it's Reese's Pieces. But you see how my mouth went all twisty when I said it that way? I like my way better. I say nuclear, too. And I know the difference.
Pecan.
Pecan. Yankees.
I am not a Yankee.
Sorry, my chat jumped again.
8:59.
Oh, I got it. Amy says it's rare, but men can get breast cancer, and they don't have mammary glands, but they have man boobs. True. Lady B says, Amanda, I'm furious.
She was furious when they smashed her boobies.
Uh-huh. And Lady B says, agree, Amy. And Fab Daddy says, Lady B, I hope I didn't upset. And Lady B says, I was typo at the lady that smashed. I was typo at the lady that smashed him hurt.
It was typo at the lady that smashed him hurt.
Yeah, I got it.
I bet, lady.
And Lady B says, no, darling Fab, you are awesome. You are so awesome. So awesome it's painful, like a mammary gland under compression.
I want him to do y'all's testicles like that, see how it feels.
No, we're not dumb enough to stick our testicles in a vice.
Well, we don't particularly like it either, but we gotta.
Says who?
The doctors.
You have options. You can die of cancer. Lady B says, I know what a ladies' man is, Fab. Fab says, I can offend, so thank you, Lady B. You are good from what I see. Lady B says, Jake, if you have plumbing problems with a cement slab, you are screwed and have to redo the plumbing in another location. Well, this is true.
If the plumbing's in the concrete, yeah.
If you put your plumbing in the concrete. If you have a concrete slab, though, and you build your house above the concrete slab on blocks and leave room for you to get under there and mess with your plumbing.
A crawl space. I'm sure he's probably got a crawl space under there.
Amber says, I'm about 15 minutes from being settled. Excellent. What does being settled mean? Are you rolling a fatty? Is that what you're doing? Fab Daddy says 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Lady B says, thank you, Fab. Punch, slap. No punch back. Bill Bennett says, plumbing on a slab, either bust cement or reroute through the wall, a lot cheaper, right? I see what you're saying. Amy says, hi, Bill. Heart. And Fab Daddy says, people can be nasty, foul, horrible representations of human beings. They don't define what being human for me. People can be wonderful and joyous and brave. There's so many contradictions in that sentence. I have no idea what you're referring to. Which way is it? Are they nasty, vile, and evil? are joyous, wonderful, and brave. Same people, by the way. Lady B says, Amanda, testicles. Testing. Is this thing on? Testicle 1, testicle 2.
Testicle.
Amy says, be right back. Going to the dumpster. Dumpster diving. She was as fast as lightning. Lady B says, no crawl space. It was built on a cement slab. My house is 6 blocks high with lights underneath. No cement slab. Smart. I see what you're saying.
Wow, lady.
Fab Daddy says, Jake is keeping up with the chat tonight. Wonderfully. Thank you. That's because there's very few people here and I'm not making any money. So. But I'm keeping up. I like it when I'm behind. Fab Daddy says, horrible. What's horrible? People? People are horrible? No, they're not. People are wonderful. People can be horrible. They have wicked sides, for sure. They let it show every now and then, too. What's worse is when you think you've got somebody figured out, and then they show you that they're horrible underneath, and you turn out to be wrong about that person. That's bad. And that can happen. You got to watch yourself. Lady B says, I agree, Bill, sir. I agree, Bill, sir. That's what my point was. Thank you for explaining it better. Fab Daddy says, Contra is one of my favorite video games ever played. Contra? You mean like the one on Nintendo? That's a long time ago. I remember that game. Fab Daddy says, Linda, are you warm yet? Amy says, I heard an inappropriate joke today. Well, just remember, there's a minor in the chat. Fab Daddy says, please share. Just remember Hannah's listening. Amy says, what did Michael Jackson sing to the Jews? What?
Oh, Sophie. I mean, wait, sorry.
Don't call her up.
I thought that's what Michael Jackson said. Sorry.
And Lady B says, y'all have a good evening. Peace out. Lady B, thank you for being here, sweet lady. Have a good night, and we love you. And Amy says, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? And Frank, I got it. Fab Daddy says, beat it.
That's your job, Fab.
Wow. You guys are so talkative tonight on a Friday night. And Linda Davis says, nope, still cold. Our team is losing. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
It's bad that you got to be freezing and watch them lose. Get out there and give them a pep talk. Get out there and tell them their life is riding on what they're due tonight. That the rest of their life will be shadowed by this performance. That they need to get out there and give it everything they got and leave everything on the field. And go team, rah, and then slap them on the butt and send them out there to do whatever's going to happen. Fab Daddy says, dang it. Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? You've been struck by a Jake Johnson. Sorry. Fab Daddy says, sweet dreams, Lady B. And we were having such a good conversation about concrete, and now she's gone.
Yeah, well, she said in the beginning her phone said it was time to go to bed in an hour.
That is true. Right on time.
It's been almost an hour.
Jake is a smooth criminal. He is. Smooth. Except I'm so smooth, you got to spell it with a V, because that's just how I roll. Smooth.
He's real smooth when he shaves his face. Like a baby's butt.
Yep, the beard makes me look intelligent, though.
Makes you look older.
I am older. Who's been lying to you? I am older. I'm an old man now, covered in scars. Some I got in prison, fighting in bars, and a bunch of new tattoos that Squinch put on me. I got him back in prison years ago, back before I was famous and I was just Dave Co. Sorry. Bill Bennett says, what do you think of Trump blowing up drug boats, supposedly? I think 10 of them from South America. I think that boats don't typically go between countries for no reason. And if there were 10 of them in a row, something's going on there. I don't know if it's drug boats or if it's secret spy stuff. Who knows? But to be sure, it's not citizens just trolling along the Atlantic Ocean or whatever, wherever they're at. And
Gulf of America.
I think probably there's a reason he's blowing them up. And I think probably we don't have the full picture of what that is. That's my guess. What do you think?
I think it's great.
Fab Daddy says, I shave at 7 a.m. and got a 5 o'clock shadow at 12:30. Right on. Amber says, a cup of coffee and a doobie. I knew you were rolling a fatty.
Nice, Amber.
Bill Bennett says, Gulf of America.
That's right, Bill.
Right on. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about Venezuela or what's going on over there. But I know drugs are getting into the country somehow. And they got to come across the water to get here. And if he says he's blowing them up because they're drug boats, I don't have any reason to doubt that. Linda says, I need some hot coffee. I know. I hear you. That would make it a lot better. Do they have a vending machine there or a
concession stand?
Concession stand?
Probably.
Fab Daddy says, Amber and I can hang out and watch cartoons.
You just want to smoke her doobie, Fab. And smash her boobies.
Bill Bennett says, I think it's a war on communism and they trying to stop Sharia law from taking a foothold on the West. I don't know if that has anything to do with the boats that are coming and getting blown up, but yes, I think they are trying to stop that too. But Sharia law would be coming from the East, not from Venezuela. That's a different religion down there. Most of them are Christians. Catholic type Christians. Voodoo type Christians. That's the South America type. And Fab Daddy says yes to that, Amanda. At least he's honest. You got to give him that. I prefer an honest man. I hate people that have an agenda, a wolf in sheep's clothing, a white knight, as it were. I hate those guys. You find a guy that says he's a feminist, you can start the clock on a rape charge. Write it down that I said so. I'm sorry, that guy's trying to get in your hen house. That's exactly what that is. Believe me when I'm telling you. I live in a college town, and it's my job to placate those people. I know what they are. Fab Daddy says, I'd be like, how you doing? Absolutely, Fab. Any man that says he don't like boobies is a lying fool. But just, ladies, I know most of you are older. Some of you are younger. Hear the old man when he's talking to you. You get around a young man that says he's a feminist and he's an ally and he's here to support women's rights and all of that stuff. You get as far away from that guy as you can, as fast as you can. That guy will hurt you. That's not a real man. That's a predator. Predator in sheep's clothing. Write it down that I said so. Say it like Joey from Friends. I don't know what Joey from Friends sounds like. Because I'm a dude.
Not a dudette.
Not a dudette. Bill Bennett says, boobies, I even like the word boobies, right? What is a Joey from Friends? That's a TV show, right?
Yeah, the show,
Oh, wait,
Friends.
I'm getting a memory. Is that the guy that's like, whoa? No, that's Keanu Reeves. I don't know.
No, Joey's the short-haired one. I never really watched it, so.
Man, I'm not into that kind of thing.
No.
How you doing? Oh, I got it. Yeah, I could do that. How you doing? Yeah, I could do that. That's not a Joey thing. That's a New York thing. How you doing? I think Robert De Niro did that first.
Quiet night.
It really is. I don't even know what to talk about.
I don't need it.
I came prepared for philosophy, and nobody's even philosophical in mind.
Mm-mm.
Nothing existential going on. Nobody's got any crises. Come on now. I used PH as an alliteration. What do you want from me?
I did think of something crazy today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fab Daddy says, I love you guys.
We love you too, Fab. Let's talk boobies.
Boobies, 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 boop, 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 boop. Remember, there's a young lady in the chat who has boobies, so let's not talk about boobies. How am I doing, Mabel?
She's probably already pulled her out by now.
I would imagine they're gone, yeah. Be nice of them to be hanging around, though. Be listening in. I like my new friends. Fab Daddy says, if you're wronged, do you forgive? Absolutely. Absolutely forgive. Because you can't find peace within yourself unless you give peace. You can't forgive yourself if you can't forgive other people. That being said, don't ever forget. Just because you forgive somebody don't mean that they don't have to be responsible for what they do. I can forgive you and still hold you accountable.
You can't be peaceful without forgiveness.
Bill Bennett says, do you think you will be alive for Christ's return? I do. I think it's a good possibility, Bill Bennett. I don't know, because no man knows the hour. I do know that God gave me an innate knowledge of the Bible that I did not work for, that I did not earn, yet I have. And I do know that that was done for a reason. And what is that reason? I don't know. But I do know it was a reason. And I believe that I'm supposed to be doing what I'm doing. Whether or not that means I'll ever see him or not in my lifetime, I don't know. But it's pretty close. It's pretty close. Different levels of wrong, says Fab Daddy. Yeah, there's different levels of wrong, true. But wrong is wrong. You can forgive somebody and still hold them accountable. Amy says, can you explain why the flags in some Middle Eastern countries are the same colors of the 4 horsemen in Revelations? Yes. Because all of those countries are in the desert, and those are their favorite colors. You'll notice that motifs surround people. They have an image. People have an image. If you look at America, it's red, white, and blue. Anything about America is shiny and starry and spangly. If you look at London, it's all drab and reds and whites and black. If you look at Scotland, it's blues and white and green and white. You know, every place has its own little motif. Well, the Middle Eastern motifs is green, black, and red. It's not 4 horsemen. There's only 3 of them. 3 of them. Remember, one of them is green. And one of them is pale. And there are videos out there of people using those things, those kinds of coincidences as means to, expound on conspiracy theories. And by theories, I mean they're theories. They don't have any evidence to back it up, but they think that. I don't mean that it's wrong. I just mean that what difference does it make what color their flags are? Fab Daddy says, Bill, I don't want it. You don't want what?
Probably the return.
You don't want the return of Christ in your lifetime? Is that what you're saying?
And any wrong, Fab.
And Linda says, where's Debbie tonight? Kevin is missing too. Just saying. Right? Yeah, I don't know where they are tonight. I hope they're doing well, though. Fab Daddy says, Amy, that's crazy talk. It's not crazy talk. No, there's a reason people think things like that. I, too, have seen some of those videos. I don't agree with them, but they're out there.
LOL, Linda. They're probably in the basement and tied up.
Together. Bill says, you're a good teacher. Even only get to one.
Even if you only get to one.
Even if you only get to one. Well, thank you, Bill. I appreciate that, but I think I've done more than one. Fab Daddy says, Amanda, whose basement?
Probably Debbie's.
Right on. Amy says, I ask because I haven't made it to Revelation yet. Oh, yeah. Well, Revelation is full of allegory. It's just going to be a real tough read. Because most of what it's talking about is talking about real events that have yet to happen. It's the whole book is telling the future. But it tells it in a mystical allegory kind of way that makes it sound like something else. It's very difficult to get through and to compare all of that to reality. And I don't know that I'm going to do a good job of it, but I'm going to do my best. And Patty says Ephesians 1-4 tells you why you know. Why I know what? Are you talking about the innate knowledge that I have? Is that what why you know means?
Probably.
Amber says, all right, cup of coffee and 2 doobies. I'm settled. Right on.
Damn, Amber. Puff, puff, pass.
And Fab Daddy says, I don't require the return of Christ in my lifetime, for I believe it or not, I will join him after this life. Well, yes, you will. And I know you believe. That's why you're here. I don't doubt your belief. In fact, I'm looking for guys just like you. I don't know if you realize this or not. I don't exactly teach religion. I know a lot of people like to say I do, but I don't. I teach the opposite of that. And I came to what I know the same way you are going. I rebelled. I didn't want nothing to do with what I learned in church because it all sounded like hooey. But I knew in my heart that something was real. I knew deep down inside and knowledge that I was born with. As I told you, God gave me innate knowledge that I did not earn. And anybody that knows me will tell you that's true. Because when I was 5 years old, I was talking the same stuff I'm talking now. But I knew in my heart that there was a God. But I knew in my mind that everything I heard about him was wrong. So I started looking for myself. I started digging, trying to figure out what the problem was, because there was a disconnect between reality and what I knew to be true. And I found it. It's very simple. Everything that you see is bullshit. Everything. That's the truth. Everything about your life is bullshit. Rules are bullshit. Statutes are bullshit. Laws are bullshit. Institutions are bullshit. High-held, esteemed people are bullshit. Rituals are bullshit. It's all bullshit. The truth is very simple. God created people to love him. And because he wanted you to love him, he gave you free will, which means you can do whatever you want to do. That's why people do whatever they want to do. Trust me in that. Amber says, sharing is caring. Right on. Amanda says.
That's right, Amber.
Judy says, night lady. And Amanda says,
Is pot legal where you are, Amber, or do you have a card?
Abdaddy says, I also want people to have a good time. Well, having a good time does not mean you have to do wrong things. You can be Christian and have a good time. Well, again, this idea of puritanical behavior is from men, not from God. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. Do you know what the first commandment of God is? The very first thing he ever said to mankind. Do you know? Tell me if you know. It might surprise you. It says God Almighty, the creator of all things, the king of the universe. First thing he ever said to mankind, what was it? Do you know?
Go.
Let him answer.
Oh.
Amber says, just remember, I always pass to the left. And Amanda says,
LOL, Amber.
Amber says, yes, Washington State. Amy says, everything is bullshit. That's right. Fab Daddy says, my goal is to make people happy, not sad. Share a smile. That means a lot. Yes, it does.
Oh, okay, sweet. And I want to start an Everything is Bullshit or a Conspiracy Theory YouTube channel.
Fab Daddy, are you going to answer my question? Amber says, apologies without change or manipulations, not apologies. The change behavior is acknowledgement of wrongdoing. Okay. Yeah, you got to acknowledge you did something wrong before you can apologize for it. That's true. Go forth and multiply. Correct. Have lots of sex and fill up the earth was the first thing God ever said to mankind. You'd think if God was so against fornication as we know it to be called, that wouldn't be the first thing he said. Not the first thing he said. But it is. So what is this fornication then? If he said to have lots of sex and fill up the earth and subdue it and make it yours, that's the complete sentence. Well, fornication, as it turns out, is sex without commitment. It isn't just sex. Sex is not fornication. Sex without commitment is fornication. And you can call it anything you want. You can say premarital sex. I don't believe that. Because marriage, if you have sex, you're married in the Bible. That's what the Bible says. Spreading your skirt means you're married. The thing that we do today is a civil thing, not a spiritual thing. We go to a courthouse and sign documents and make a legal business arrangement. That's marriage today. That was not marriage in the Bible. So it's not premarital sex because all sex is premarital. Because once you've had sex, you're married. There. Well, what is it then? If you have sex with a person with no intentions of taking care of them and being part of their life, that's fornication. That's the difference. And so that was one detail that pulled me into what I do now, is that it's a misunderstanding. This religious thing that people do is a misunderstanding of God's words, which are very simple, all of them. Or an overcomplication of God's words. Patty says, there always seems to be more to it than what you were told. And there were, right. Amber says, y'all have me concerned with Debbie's basement. Debbie do some stuff in her basement for sure. Ferd says, I know the whitetail I'm chasing tomorrow will be trying to fornicate. Maybe. You get that whitetail. Get you some dinner.
That's right, Patty.
Yeah, there's always more to it than what people lead on. Listen to me. If I was born 2,000 years ago, I'd be sitting at the mouth of a cave wearing a robe and having droves of people coming to listen to me talk. Fab Daddy says, my battery died on my phone I swung a lot. Well, the devil always attacks when you're trying to learn something. I get a new battery and scroll back, see what I said. What did I miss? Everything. The details of the universe in which you live, the answer to the questions you seek. You totally crapped out when I was telling you truth. Whatever.
Amber says, I'm not sure if y'all are making me a witness or a smiley face.
Well, I'm not making you anything. Debbie's the one that tells us their details. Patty says nothing. Fab Daddy says nothing. Not nothing. Lady B says, okay. I thought there was a minor in the chat. What are we typing? I can't let my hair down with a minor. Are most lives like that? Educate me, folks. What are we talking about? Sometimes there are minors in the chat, yes.
I don't think she's here anymore, though.
And Ferd says, smiley, smiley. Fab Daddy says, yep, my Lord wanted my phone to die. Or maybe not. Amy says, I didn't say it, Lady B. It was ambiguous. Fab Daddy says, Egan, don't you know? Yes, I know. Lady B says, thank you, Amanda. I came back, missed y'all. We missed you too.
Just couldn't go the night without us, huh, lady?
Lady B says, Lamau. Fab Daddy says, what Google has control? What? Google has control? Yes, he does. It might. That may be a very, very serious thing there. I try to stay away from Google as much as possible. I work for Google, but I try not to mess with them as much as I can. Fab Daddy says, I didn't write nothing, you hear me? And Lady B says, always give a minor warning. I will leave out of respect for the child. You don't have to leave. Just don't be dirty.
And I don't think they're here anymore. They haven't said anything.
And you can talk about things without being dirty. You can talk about dirty things without being dirty. It's called entendre, and we're good at it. And I don't think they're here anymore anyway. They hadn't said anything in a while.
You can stay, lady.
Lady B says, Fab. Fab says, it's not me, but me. And Lady B says, a white horse fell into a mud puddle. That is a dirty joke. And that's exactly how you do it. I just talked about the most sexual thing that man can do. And I didn't say a dirty word in all of it. Common sense. Even young people know about it. Have you heard? It's the newest thing. Fab Daddy says, Fab is an AI program sent to stir the pot. Fab has a vivid imagination. Turd says, I wish you all a good night. Got to chase some whitetail in the morning. And we'll see y'all tomorrow. Rest well, my friends. Turd, get that whitetail, my friend. I wish I was hunting with you. Lady B says, you didn't, Jake. I didn't. I didn't what? Amanda says, good night, Phor. No, you say that.
Night, Phor. Have fun.
And Lady B says, one more educational moment. Is Soph AI? Yes. I'm pretty sure. 90% sure.
I just think she's very lonely and doesn't have any friends and doesn't know how to communicate. Never mind. Yeah, that part.
Yep. Amy says, but you've been dating your boyfriend for 2 years, the last 5 years, and you're going to see Michael Jackson in 2 weeks. You have hay fever, and your mom is dying with a year to live for the past 2 years. How about that? And speak of the devil, Soph is here. Soph says, hey guys, it was my boyfriend's birthday yesterday. All right. And Fab Daddy says, can I ask if Jake cooked dinner or Amanda? Well, obviously, Amanda.
I cooked tonight, but Jake did cook Sunday.
Yeah, so how about that? Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
I always cook.
Amanda says.
Hi, Soph.
And Lady B says, Amanda, smiley, smiley. Amy says, damn it. Fab Daddy says, how was it, Soph? How was the boyfriend's birthday? And Amanda says,
I cooked tonight.
Judy says, good night, Ferd. Shoot straight. Shoot straight, shoot accurate, and shoot a lot.
Yep. I made really, really thick pork chops and baked beans and dirty mashed potatoes with smothered in butter.
And Lady B says she popped in right after you mentioned her. That's how it usually works. And Fab Daddy says, what is the percentage of time cooking for each other?
I do the cooking.
I do the working.
I do the cleaning.
I do the working.
I make sure the bills are straight.
I do the working.
I do the grocery shopping.
I do the working.
Jake does the yard work. I mean...
Lady B says, how was the Michael Jackson concert? Did you get an autograph? I think that's in 2 days. Soph says it was so good he turned 31 and he had the best time. And I gave him presents for his birthday. What did you give him for his birthday? Amy says, Soph is a sweetheart, but everyone has quirks. She's nice at least. Right on. Soph says, thank you, Amy. That's so nice of you to say that. And Fab Daddy says, LOL. What did you give him for his birthday, Soph? Fab Daddy says, hey, man, if you guys got a thing going that works for both of you, congratulations.
Oh, yeah, it works like it's supposed to.
That's what happens, Fab. Are you trying to get in there and cause a trouble? What are you doing? Of course it works for both of us. Soph says, I got him a space t-shirt because he loves space stuff. Cool. That's one present. You said you got him presents. Lady B says, compromise, Fab. And Fab says, I can't work it out with the other sex. Well, that's because you're trying too much. You have to know your place. I can tell you how to do that. If you find a woman that will put up with you, keep your damn mouth shut and work. That's all you got to do. Don't ask. Don't try. Don't express. Don't do. Just go to work. Bring home money. Be nice at the table.
And if she's worth anything, everything else will be taken care of. Jake don't have to do nothing but get up and go to work. That's all he has to do. He don't have to make his coffee. He don't have to make his lunch if he wants lunch for work. He don't have to worry about his laundry. He don't have to say nothing about not having clean clothes or nothing.
Lady B says, ℂ𝕚𝕝𝕝, true facts, Jake. Thank you, ma'am. And Soph says, I got him some chocolate and candy, some glasses and a fidgety toy, and I gave him a birthday card, too. That sounds lovely, Soph. I hope you had a good time. And I'm sure he enjoyed his presents. And Fab Daddy says, yep, I won't accept your rules because there's only one Amanda. Yeah, but I have her. Dingbat. How do you think I pulled that off? Do you think I made Amanda? You think I molded her in my basement? No, I went out and achieved her. And you can do that too. Because there's only one of whoever it is you're going to find.
Well,
Every woman is different. They're all the same, but they're very different. Also. But if you understand how they work, it's easy. You just got to be the man that her mama told her about when she was a 3-year-old. That's it. Not that hard to do. And I don't make rules. I just told you how it was. I didn't make the rules, so they're not my rules. So when you say, I won't accept your rules, that's just you being a pothead. You don't seem to understand. I didn't make the rules. I didn't start the game with women. I'm just a player, just like you are. God made the rules, and if you read the Bible, he'll tell you what the rules are. Every woman is different. That's right, but they're all the same, too. They're like combination locks. They all look exactly the same, but very different numbers cause them to open. And Soph says, and today is his birthday party. Yes, Soph, that's usually how that works. When it's your birthday, you have your party on that day. But he's still 30 if he was born in 94. And Debbie's here. She says, bummer, I'm late. I think I missed something juicy.
mm-hmm.
Hi, Debbie. Nice to see you, sweet lady. Lady B says, dingbat, lamau, Jake.
Hi, Debbie. She's out of the basement.
Where's Kevin at tonight?
He's asleep.
Did I miss something?
This is the bottom of the chat.
Okay. Bill Bennett says, love you all, Untethered Live family. See you soon. Good night, guys. Bill, God bless you, my friend. Take care of yourself. Love those babies, and I'll see you next time. And Linda says, no. Hold on, my chat jumped again.
9:43.
Linda says, no, there are more like Amanda out there. There should be more Jakes out there. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that. There should be. I don't know why there aren't. I mean, I do know soy milk has a lot to do with it, and feminism, and guys just being completely emasculated and ruined. So there is that.
And guys thinking they're God's gift to women.
There's that too.
And vice versa.
The problem is there's so much disconnect between the sexes because of all of the drama that goes on the news and everywhere you look on TV and in movies, and they create these fairy tales of things that are completely impossible. And people think that's how you're supposed to live. It isn't. Life is much more nuanced than that, has much more going on than that. But thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it. I'm just trying to get by. Amanda says,
Night, Bill.
Fab Daddy says, same as in crazy. And Soph says, Linda, are you feeling better? And Judy says, did you let Kevin out of the basement? And good night, Bill. And Big John Nugget, what's up, brother? Big John says, Fab, you can have my ex blow-up doll. Right? They're cheap.
I'm going to send you a fresh light, Fab.
A flashlight.
Yeah, whatever.
Amanda says,
My chat jumped. Night, Bill.
one more.
That's right, Linda. A few of it. There are very few of us left, though.
Fab Daddy says, pothead. And Debbie says, no, Judy, Kevin fell asleep in the rack, so I came upstairs. The rack. I know what a rack is.
Mm-hmm.
That's terrifying, actually.
Oh, wow.
And Lady B says, for 25 years, I worked 50 hours a week plus. Got up at 4 a.m. Jake's chat jumped and left him lost. Hang on.
9:45.
I'm at 9:45.
Scroll to the bottom of your chat. It should be the top one.
I got it. I worked for 25 years, 50 hours plus. I got up at 4 a.m., made biscuits and washed, cooked, and cleaned, and worked my ass off. Right on. I did too. And Judy says, LOL, Debbie. And Soph says, how are you, Amy? And Judy says, wow, lady. And Lady B says, Judy, heart.
Hi, Nugget.
How you doing, Nugget? What you been up to, buddy? Lady B says, Nugget, upgrading to a feminine robot? If they made one, yes. Fab Daddy says, I respect the chill vibe tonight. It was copacetic. That's the general idea. That's what we're going for. Copacetic. Copacetism. Copaceticism. That's it. Amy says, hi, John. How's the broken arm? Or the swollen hand? Did you get a broken arm or a swollen hand? And Judy says, thanks, Lady B. Amy says, don't forget the patch kit and the disinfectant. And Fab Daddy says, 2 and 5. I don't need no sex gadgets. 2 and 5, Fab Daddy. Have a good one. And Big John says, hi all, just listening in. I can't write. Broken me and broke my hand. Had an x-ray. Oh no. So you did break it. Well, that sucks, buddy.
Nugget, when we first met you, didn't you have a broken foot?
Yes.
Well, you just a prone breaking person, aren't you?
Glutton for punishment, prone to accident.
We're going to wrap you in bubble wrap and throw you in a rubber room.
And Judy says, hey, Nugget, and ouch, Nugget. And Amy says, I'm working all the time too, Lady B. Me too. I work more than I sleep. Lady B says, feel better, Nugget.
Not Fab.
Fab Daddy says, sweet dreams. And Amy says, Inspector Gadget Fab, good night. Amber says, Nugget, smiley, smiley, smiley. And Judy says, good night, Fab. Lady B says, you are, Amy. Keep to the grindstone, Amy. It will pay off. Pay yourself first, nobody else, and then others later. Well, unless you're like me and choose jobs that don't pay anything. So you're working around the clock and you're not making anything. I know, it sounds retarded, but God told me to do a thing and I'm doing it. And I just assume that he'll make it pay off at some point. It don't pay nothing, but it's very, very few and far between. It pays something, but not enough to pay the light bill or keep gas in the truck. But that's all right. I'm doing what I'm told, and I believe that it'll pay off one day. Amy says, Lady B, I have to pay bills, right? Don't we all? Amber says, Nugget, what with your hand? Apparently he broke it. And Big John says, yes, I did break it. That's terrible, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
Jeez, man.
And Debbie says, bubble wrap and rubber room. Can I come too? That sounds like a fun night, doesn't it, Debbie?
Bubble wrap, a rubber room, and baby oil.
Or honey.
That's sticky.
Yeah.
Baby oil. Slip and slide everywhere.
That might be fun.
Yeah.
Lady B says, Amy, if you seriously want me to help you, I guarantee you will be debt-free in no time.
Interesting.
That is interesting. That's a good offer.
I don't have much debt, but I do have one thing I need to get paid off.
I'm not in debt. I'm just broke.
Yeah, that too. I mean,
I don't have any debt. I own everything that I have.
Mm-hmm.
but I'm just broke. I'm so broke I can't afford to pay attention. What? Timu.
LOL, right, Debbie? You still,
Still. Every 5 minutes, it seems like.
yeah, and you still didn't give me the phone to turn it off.
Big John says, use the other hand, old boxing injury. I hear you. Amy says, at our age, a broken anything is hard to heal from, right? Big John says, KY jelly. Just don't get it mixed up with your Schmuckers. Not the same flavor.
I mean, I don't know. They got flavors now.
Amy says, light bill, phone bill, rent, car payment, insurance, etc. And Lady B says, so no credit cards? Nope, I don't have any credit cards. I don't have a bank account. I have no money. I'm broke. When I say broke, I mean broke. I'm not one of those people that have $500 sweet, hidden away and say that I'm broke. When I'm broke, I'm broke. There's nothing, not 2 pennies to rub together. But I don't owe anybody anything, and I own everything that I have, so I'm even. Amy says, I think he meant to type TY. Thank you.
Maybe, maybe not.
KY or TY? Oh, maybe. We were talking about slipper and slide stuff, so it was either that or thank you. I said honey, she said baby oil, he said KY, so it matches, but he might have been saying thank you. I don't know. Amy says none.
He was saying KY.
He was saying KY. Lady B says no credit cards here. The problem with credit cards is they get you in trouble. I used to avoid checks for that reason. I'd rather have a debit card. That way when it's out of money, it's out of money. If I have a checkbook, I will get myself put in prison because I'll just write a check because I'm flighty. I don't think about things. Amy says, oh, gotcha. And Lady B says, Jake, you are not broke. Says me. You can pay for your daily amenities. Who you think you talking to?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. I get by. I mean, my lights are still on. They won't be Monday, but they are right now. No, I'm broke as in I don't have any money. My bills are paid. Amy says, I write 1 check a month, and that's for my car payment because he doesn't take debit cards. I hear you. Yeah. I learned a long time ago, and it might not be the right thing. I'm not giving this as advice. This is just the way that I live. So don't think that I'm trying to tell you this is the right way to do it because I don't know. But I don't pay for anything on time. If I don't have the money to buy it, I do without it or find another way to get it. I don't make payments. I don't go into debt. I don't incur. Like I could mortgage the house. I'm not going to do that for 2 reasons. Number one, there's not a guarantee 100% that I could pay it off. And number 2, they don't make land anymore. This is mine. And if I lose it, I've lost it. I don't get any more. So I'm fortunate enough to have some. I'm going to keep it. So I'm not going to borrow any money on it. Amy says, money orders cost a fee, and he takes cash too. He sounds a lot like me. I'd take cash too.
Some banks, if you have a bank account with them, will give you free money orders.
Yeah.
But you don't have an AmScot, Amy? Oh, you don't know what an AmScot is? Okay, so clearly you don't have one. It's a check cashing place and a loan place.
Checking the cash.
Yeah, it's a check cashing place, but their money orders are free.
Well, you can get money orders at a Piggly Wiggly, but I think you have to buy them.
Yeah, that's what she said. The money orders cost, but AmScot, that's why I asked, because I guess it's a Florida thing. But AmScot are all over the place down in Florida, and they're free. In your bank account, whoever you have your bank through should give you free money orders too.
Big John says, I that broke, I recycle toilet roll. I'm so broke I have to recycle toilet paper.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
That's
That's bad, Nugget. I'm not that broke.
oh,
I'd use a t-shirt first.
sock or something.
Something. Judy says, ooh, Nugget. Amber says, what did y'all have for dinner? Pork tenderloin and mashed potatoes and gravy and green beans. And it was delicious.
Mashed potatoes and gravy and baked beans.
Baked beans. Green beans was last night.
Mm-hmm.
Amy says, my credit union charges a fee.
Oh, it's because it's a credit union. Okay, yeah.
Yep. And Judy says, pizza for me. Nice. Amy says, ice cream.
And
also nice.
And then Jake had cookies and chocolate milk.
Picturing John separating 2-ply. Yeah, Amy, that's gross.
Yeah. I also had an image of washing out paper towels and washing the toilet paper and laying it out to dry like pasta noodles. Hanging it to dry like you would pasta. Wow.
Soph says, hey, Amber, how are you? Currently talking about dinner. That's how she is.
She done drank her coffee and smoked her doobie. Now she wants to know what food there is.
That's right. Got the munchies.
Got the munchies.
Amber says, hey, y'all, no response is a response. Just no. Oh, I understand. Big John says, I use bleach. Bleach the toilet paper. How do you separate it to dry it out?
Hey, just get you a water bottle or a 20-ounce soda bottle or whatever, and poke a hole in the lid and put a water in it and squeeze it like a sitz bath or whatever, and then you don't have to worry about toilet paper.
John, I've got
solved.
the answer. I've got the answer. Listen to me, son. Let me teach you something about life here, buddy. Okay? Are you ready for this? I'm old and I'm wise and I got your back. What you do is when you buy your toilet paper, you only need 1 square. This will make your paper last a long time. So what you do is you peel off 1 square of toilet paper, right? And you fold it in half. And then you take your fingers and pinch the middle and then rip out a little hole right in the middle. And then you open it back up and then stick your middle finger through that hole, right? Then you wipe your butt with it. And then the little pinch that you peeled off of it to tear that hole, use that to clean out from under your fingernail. That's how you do it. Amy says, recycled toilet paper made from recycled paper. It's John Wayne. And Amber says, yay, me, the right to remain silent, yet lacking the ability. And Soph says, I love you guys so much with the bottom of my heart. And thank you for praying for me. Well, Soph, you're welcome, honey. We give you a hard time, but we love you too. Amy says, a DIY bidet. A DIY bidet. That's right. That's just a water hose with a squirt nozzle. And Big John says, dry them hair dryers. And Amy says, ew, that must be the toilet paper cleaning the fingernails. I learned you only need 1 square. Amy says, John Wayne, rough as heck, and doesn't take shit off of anybody. John Wayne toilet paper, got it. And Debbie says, 1 year, I hosted Thanksgiving and put the toilet paper under the sink and hung a towel where the toilet paper should be and hung a note telling people to rinse after they use and hang to dry. Gross. Amber says, I've ate a cheeseburger patty. Nice, nice.
Or Nugget, stay with me from this one. You can pull a dog and just scoot across the carpet or out in the grass.
You could do that. Scoot across the grass or the carpet. You don't have to get to the grass. Just, that little thing you put down at the foot of your toilet bowl, the little U-shaped rug. Just pull it out a foot or so you can get off the toilet, squat right down onto it, and just scoot right off. Clean it off. Soph says, message retracted. I can't read it if you retract it.
I can read it. I can still see it.
Aha. Well, read it then.
Dear God, please bless us today. Please bless us all today, tomorrow, and always. Please bless those who are sick and those who are feeling down today. In Jesus' name, I humbly pray. Amen.
Amen. Amber says, smoking a doobie in the paradise. In paradise. With a cheeseburger, hopefully. Amber says, LOL, Debbie, noted. A lot of L's. Laugh out loud, out loud. That was been edited.
Yeah.
You want to read the edited?
Dear God, please bless us today, tomorrow, and always. You are the best God in the world, the only God, in the whole universe. In the name of Jesus, thank you for blessing us always and for giving us our strength. Amen.
Amen. See how important commas are?
Yeah.
Lady B says, amen, Soph. Big John says, even when it gets cold, I buy a candle. When it's really cold, I light it. Amy says, a cheeseburger sounds really good.
We just had cheeseburger Sunday, thanks to Jake.
I make a mean grill burger. I can't wait to cook. I got a really nice grill, folks, for free. I'm talking top dollar grill with a smoker and everything. And it cooks. It's got a cast iron top. The grate is made out of cast iron. And it cooks very nice, very even heat. And I can't wait to get some good stuff and cook on it like a pig or something. Or a whole bag of quarters, chicken quarters, something. Big John says, I read that one. Lady B says, I made a cheese with lettuce and tomatoes and ketchup. I made a sandwich with cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, and ketchup. They're supposed to have hamburger meat in there too. But that's called a BLT. Or a lettuce tomato sandwich. And mayonnaise. Amanda?
Oh, sorry. And mayo, lady. I was reading Debbie's comment.
Debbie. Amber says, I didn't eat the bun or bread parts. No carbs for me. My blood sugar is under 200. Yay, me. That's nice. Yeah, don't eat the carbs if you're having carb issues.
Well, flour dough stuff turns your sugar up. Turns into sugar, makes sugar higher.
Don't eat anything white. It's that simple. Lady B says, fried JoJo's potatoes. I don't know what a JoJo is, but I had sloppy joes the other day and it was delicious.
JoJo's is potatoes.
No.
Fried JoJo's. Potatoes.
No.
I bet you it's potatoes.
Never heard of that. Debbie says, I stained the towel with peanut butter and rinsed it. And my mom was the first one to find it and came out of the bathroom yelling. It was funny. I bet it was. Good way to get your mom. Amy says, I have everything at the house to make quesadillas. Nice.
Way to go, Amber.
Quesadillas are good. A good snack. And Lady B says, Jake, how did you get it free? Oh, the grill? I was driving down the road and I saw it on the side of the road. And the lady was sitting out on her porch and I stopped and I said, "Are you getting rid of your grill?" And she said, "You can have it." I looked it over. It had one bent wheel. That was the only thing I could see that was wrong with it. So I said, "Thank you." And I loaded it up in my truck and brought it home. I took a stick about that long and stuck it in the wheel and bent the wheel back straight, and it's fine. Perfectly fine. Everything, it even had a spatula in it. All the parts are there and everything. One man's trash is another man's treasure. That's what I say. One day I might do a short and film my grill, and film all the stuff that I got for free. Like I said, I don't pay price for anything, and I don't make payments on anything. She calls me a pack rat, but I have what I need.
You are a pack rat.
But I have what I need.
You have, never mind.
What?
You have stuff that you don't even know that you have, that you will never use in a million years, let alone do you even know where it is.
That is incorrect, madam.
No, it's not.
I do know everything that I have. I may not know where it is, and I may not use it in a million years, but I do know that I have it. And when you are destitute, down and out, and don't have an answer, and you just need that one little thing and have no idea where to get it, guess what? I have it.
Yes, but 9 times out of 10, what you have is usually something that you don't need, and you don't have what you do need.
That sounds to me like you are being judgmental. You don't know what I have need of and what I don't have need of.
Not what I'm
But if I
saying.
have need of it, I've got it.
You're missing my point.
No, get your point. You're saying that I shouldn't keep things that I don't need. And I'm saying I have property for a reason, to put stuff.
Never mind.
Don't never mind me. Say what's on your mind.
No, it's not important.
Of course it's important. It's important enough to say. Out with it.
Okay, for instance, how many riding lawnmowers do you have?
7.
How many do you use?
2.
How many push mowers do you have?
4.
How many do you use?
2.
Thank you.
What's your point? Do you know why I have a riding lawnmower that I use? Because if it breaks, I have spare parts. And I don't have to go buy that spindle that costs $300 because I've got one. See how that works? That's why it's there and it works. Because I fixed it. John says, I think I need to buy a left-handed kettle. John?
Switch sides. LOL nugget.
Flip it around. Judy says, Naughty Debbie. Sorry, my chat
I'll say
jumped.
your chat jumped.
It did. I'm trying to figure out where I was.
10:07.
10:07. Yep. Lady B says, potatoes sliced and fried is JoJo's in Alabama. Thank you, Amanda. I thought that was home fries. Never heard of it called JoJo's before, but then again, I'm from Georgia, so what do I know?
You're welcome, lady.
Lady B says, always my translator, Amanda. Thank you. Amy says, did Jesus take the wheel? He did not. Lady B says, Amy, smiley face. Amber says, Lady B, mystery heart, smiley face with herpes.
LOL, lady.
Lady B says, 7 ℂ to use parts. Right. See, lady gets it.
Yeah, but she gets me too.
Lady B says, smart Jake, but I can see Amanda's point too. Sure. And Debbie says, pack rats of the world unite. If Jake don't have it, I do. And when the zombie apocalypse hits, we got you. That's right. You got it. And Judy says, yep, us too, Debbie.
Jake has enough scrap sitting around here. I bet you he could probably make about $500 in just scrap.
Probably more than that.
My point.
Well,
there's 5 buildings on this property, and every one of them are full. Slap full. I mean, to the point where there's a walkway or just enough room to open the door and step in.
Yeah, but I have everything I have need of, so I don't understand the problem.
I didn't say there was a problem. It was a conversation. You're a pack rat. You have entirely too much stuff. Stuff that you will never use or never even see again.
Some people call that a king. Just think, when you're out there telling people about your man, would you rather tell him, I got a man that don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of? Or would you rather tell the person that you're talking to, my man not only has a pot to piss in, but he has 3 sets of windows, and he can choose from whichever one he wants to throw them out of in his designer pot?
Yeah, I get all that.
Big John says, I feel out of cast tonight. You feel out of cast?
Feels like an outcast tonight with his hand.
Oh, you feel like an outcast. Oh, I got it. It's a joke, play on words. Well, put your hand in a cast and you can solve that problem and heal. Yeah, if the zombie apocalypse hits, I have enough computer parts to build a wall to protect us.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about all that.
I didn't. I know exactly where every piece of it is. And Judy says, never Nugget. Never outcast here. Part of the family. And this argument has been presented to you for your viewing pleasure as part of the entertainment tonight. Enjoy. Watch as I spiral for your entertainment. Don't even get me started on how many pairs of sunglasses I have in reach.
Yeah.
Amy says, I'm back. That's amazing. I didn't know you left. I had to call control. The elevator attached to the parking garage and stuck on level 5. The elevator attached to the parking garage is stuck on level 5. Yeah, that sucks. Debbie says, bow to the Master Jake. I only have 2 18 by 20 buildings full of my husband's treasures, also known as crap.
Right.
That crap is useful stuff. I would love to go through it. I bet you he's got a bunch of shit in there that's worth having. I bet you he's got buckets of just screws and bolts and little clippy thingies.
Jake's got buckets of stuff like that too, but when he needed freaking hose clamps, he didn't have any. We had to go buy some. Or he couldn't find them. We had to go buy some.
I couldn't find them. I have them. They're out there. Amy says, I didn't hear anyone stuck in it. Well, that's good. That would be sucky if somebody was stuck in the elevator, banging on the door, help, help.
I mean, it depends on if they were stuck in there alone or with somebody they liked, or, you know, I mean,
they might have stuck on purpose.
Right?
Lady B says, Nugget, you matter. You are valued. You are loved.
You are loved. I mean, he could be a lover, too.
He is a lover, not a fighter. Apparently. With the hand broken. That's all right, though.
Yeah, so he was the one that broke his foot on a freaking extension cord.
Something. I don't remember what it was. Oh, no. Amy says, I sold a lot of that stuff in a yard sale, bolts and nails and screws, etc., and tools. Oh, no. I would have loved to have gone through all that stuff. Big John says, it was a joke, plaster cast, thanks. I got it. And Amy says, man stuff. That stuff is useful, believe me. I use it all the time. I can't tell you how many times I need a bolt or a screw or a knob or, just a little. I go out there and look in, and every time I find something that I've been hitting that bucket or those buckets for the last 20 years. Every time I need a thing, I go out there and look through the little drawers. I've got one of those things with all the little drawers in it, little sectional thing that has a bunch of little drawers in it, just slapped full of all different kinds of stuff. And I always find what I need in one of those drawers, and I hadn't run out yet. They're still providing me with little bits of things that I need to fix this and that. That's a very useful thing to have. Big John says, I stepped on a plug and went through my foot. It went through my foot. Oh, yeah, that sucks. And Linda says, I'm home. I'm having some homemade turkey soup. That sounds good. Turkey soup. Amy says, I still have a bin of it left. Nice. You might want to hang on to that. You might need to fix something one day. And it'll probably be in that bin. What you need. Amy says, yummy, Linda.
Yummy, Linda. Did you have fun? And are you warming up? Did you get your coffee?
And did your team win or lose?
They lost, probably.
Oh, they probably lost. She's not celebrating, so
No,
probably.
well, she said that they were losing to begin with.
Yeah, but that don't mean they didn't turn it around in the last whatever.
Well, maybe. Depends on how far behind they were.
The last, what is it?
Quarter, 15 minutes.
Inning.
Quarter.
Football.
Yes. First quarter, second quarter, halftime, third quarter, fourth quarter, 15 minutes a quarter.
What's an inning?
That's baseball.
Oh. Patty says, I'm frugal as well, Jake. I seem to be right as well. Amen. I don't know if it's frugality. I mean, I love to spend money. Don't get me wrong. I love to window shop, and sometimes I'll go shopping and not buy anything. I just look at everything. Sometimes I'll go and spend thousands of dollars. Just depends on what I'm doing. But I have trouble letting go of things like bread ties. I don't like to throw bread ties away because they make good fixers for a lot of things.
I can't say nothing about bread ties because I use them because I close a bunch of things up to put in the freezer or whatever.
Right.
And
when you open drawers and there's wads of bread ties everywhere, you got one if you need it. And thumbtacks, things like that. Some things it's like maybe I am a hoarder. Who knows? I don't like to throw things away. Yes. I don't like to throw away boxes either because things come in boxes. It came from collecting movies.
I'll give you an idea of how much of a pack rat he is, okay? Now listen. He's got, I say on the top end, probably 40 guitars or better. All different types. And new strings. He keeps pretty much new strings on all of his guitars, but he'll change out the old strings and keep them. Even if they're rusted or no good or dead or whatever, just to keep them instead of just throwing them away. No, he has to keep the old strings too. Pack rat.
Now, if you've ever broken a string and then didn't have one to replace it, you'll know why I do that.
I could see keeping a set of strings in a guitar case.
Honey, I play for a living. That means I have to play.
Yes.
That means if I break a string on stage, I need to be able to fix that.
Yes, but when you go play on stage 9 times out of 10, you have a brand new set of strings with you.
Yes, but I also have a backup. That's called a redundancy. That's what men do.
It's called pack rat.
That's what men do. They think of redundancies. They fix problems in advance. That's what that is. If I break a string and I've got a new pack, I'll put the new string on it. But if for some reason I break that string and don't have that string in the new pack, I've got it in triplicate to fix. I also have 2 of everything I use. I have 2 amplifiers, 1 on the truck, 1 on the stage. I have 2 mixing boards. I have 2 sets of speakers. I have 2 sets of monitors. I have 2 drum kits. That's what a big trailer's for, to put shit in it that you need that you don't need right now. It's called a redundancy. Learn. Big John says, when you get to my age, a padded room with a straitjacket. At least a soft floor. Lady B says, love turkey soup. Will you save us a bowl? Nice. Linda says, they lost big time. Oh, no. Well, there's always next time. Patty says, pack rat. Amy says, I'm frugal too, Patty. My chickens used to call me cheap. Every one of them, huh? And Lady B says, Jake, I like to look, wish, and want. Me too. What is an innie, asks Debbie. I got an innie, and you got an outie. This is true. Sounds like you already know what an innie is. An innie is an innie, and an outie is an outie. They come in belly buttons and penises. Or vaginas. I can't think of anything else that goes in and out.
Well, I had an outie until I was like 11, and then the doctor cut it off and made it an innie because I had a umbilical hernia.
How about that? I knew you used to be a dude.
No, I had an umbilical hernia, and my belly button looked like a little grape. It was round, just a round circle, and they cut it out when I was like 11.
Patty says, Miss Amy, smiley, smiley. Amy says, cheap, cheap, cheap. Lady B says, Jake hangs his head when Amanda explains what a pack rat is. What a pack rat he is. Hey, whatever. I'm not ashamed of it. One man's trash is another man's treasure, and I am full of treasure. I am rich. Big John says, I'm with Jake on this one. My bedroom can't walk in a danger zone. I sleep on the sofa.
Jake's room was like that till I got here. All the guitars and computers sitting everywhere.
It's a generational thing. OMG. It's a generation. Yeah, I think it's a generational thing. OMG, says Lady B. Yes, it is. I think it is anyway. Judy says, I have over 200 clocks.
That's different. That's collecting. That's the same thing.
Collecting is what I do. What are you talking about?
She's collecting the same thing. That's okay. That's like you collecting guitars.
Well, I don't collect them. I use them.
You collect them too.
I mean, you could call it a collection, but I use those guitars. Those are tools.
Yes. You don't use all of them, but you use them.
I use every one of them. What are you talking about? When you have a lot of guitars, it takes a while to get through them, but I do use them all. And if I need one specific one for a specific thing, I'll go get that thing. Lady B says, I have 8 measuring cups, all from 1 B cup to 8 cups. Nice. Amy says, I love my Pyrex measuring cups. Nice. Lady B says, what time is it, Judy? Judy says 9:25. Lady B says, me too, Amy. They rule. Strap a dick to me, says Big John. Strap a dick to me. I don't want to strap a dick to you. I have my own, thank you. Amy says, I also have vintage Corningware. Corningware. I like the stoneware. That's one of my favorite dishes. You know what I'm talking about? The glazed stoneware. Heavy bowls. I'm into that.
Me too, Amy.
Amy says, LOL, John. And Lady B says, I went to an estate sale and I realized the burden I was leaving my family. I'm working on decluttering. If I haven't used something in a year, I sell it or donate it. It's a work in progress. I hear you.
That's right, lady.
I don't care what my family thinks about what I do. And they're not getting any of my junk. So when I go, it goes wherever it's going.
Wherever we got to take care of it.
You don't have to take care of it. You can walk away. If you want to stay here, you can either use it or get rid of it. Either way, when I'm gone, I don't care what happens to it. Judy says, I'm working on that myself, lady. And Lady B says, me too, Amy. Vintage. And Amy says, I have some of those too, stoneware. I like the stoneware. I think they're good dishes. They're sturdy. They feel like something, you know. I don't know. Maybe there's nothing. I also like, I don't know what you call them, but they have like old farm. They're white plates with blue writing on them, and it's like little pictures of farms and like Chinese kind of artwork on them, and they're kind of cast like a kiln-fired old southern plates. Those are my favorite. I have one, but it ain't close to me, so I can't get it and show it to you, but that's what I'm into. Amy says, nothing better than an old cast iron skillet that's been taken care of for decades. Amen, Amy. I've got a whole set of cast iron skillets, all the way up to the witch's cauldrons. I got 3 of them. And Debbie says, Amanda, I was married over 30 years, and you'll never convince Jake that his treasures are crap. Embrace his crazy tendencies. Ha ha ha. Thank you.
Yes, we have those too, Amy.
Lady B says, I went to an estate sale last month and I bought a first edition Grapes of Wrath for $31. It's worth $2,500. That's awesome. I know exactly what you're talking about. That's fantastic. Good eye. I like to find china, crown china. Like the real crown china, not the garbage. But most people don't have any idea what they have. Amanda says,
I know, Debbie.
Lady B says, love my vintage skillets. Me too. I love a skillet. Nothing cooks better than an iron skillet. Nothing. I don't care who you are or what you say or what you got. That iron skillet tastes better and it cooks better.
I like them too. They're just rough on my hands.
They are heavy. And Judy says, wow, lady. And Lady B says, nice Jake china. I like china. I have some around here that I bought for my mom back in the day before she died. And I got a china cabinet. I don't have any idea what I'm going to do with it because I don't use china, but I do collect it, I guess. I've got it. And Lady B says, still have the ones my daddy cooked us breakfast in. Now, that's awesome. All of mine I've found at garage sales and in the dirt and in the back of barns and stuff like that. I don't have any heirlooms, but I do have a full set of cast iron skillets, and I plan to have more later. I think somebody walked off with a lot of my good frying pans because I can't seem to find them anywhere, but I had a brand new set. I had 2 full sets, a brand new set and an older set that was kind of rusted and needed to be reblued. And all I can find is the old set. I can't find any of the new ones. But I think when my parents died, some people walked off with some stuff. That's what I think. Lady B says, I read that one. Big John says, I love my wok. I do not have a wok.
That's what I want, Nugget.
Amy says, sorry. Lady B says, cornbread poops right out. Good and seasoned. Pop right out. Right. Yep. I fry my cornbread, so. Big John says, I have an Ewok. An A-walk, a B-walk, a C-walk, a D-walk, and an Ewok. Walk into a bar. Amanda.
LOL Nugget.
Amy says, I have the China set my dad brought home from Vietnam. Only thing missing is the gravy bowl, circa 1965-ish. I have to look at the dates in the bottom. And Big John says, electric wok. Uh-huh. I know what you're talking about, but it's funny when you say Ewok because that sounds like a character from Star Wars. Service for 8, says Amy. And Lady B says, nice, Amy. And Debbie says, I have my great-grandmother's china, and we use it. And quilts over 100 years old, and we use them too. I was never one to save it for special occasions. Every day is special occasion day. Amen. I have a few quilts that my grandmother made and my mom and my aunts, but most of them have gotten ruined in a flood or here or there. We don't have a lot of that stuff anymore, but I do have a few quilts that were made, and those are beautiful and special because they were handmade, and they're worth passing them down. But I agree with you that every day they were made to be used, not to sit in a closet. So I agree with you 100% on that one. And Lady B says, walk. That's what you for with a wabbit. Waka, 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 Fozzie Bear, says Amy. Yeah, you for walk at a wabbit. And that's correct. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is 10:35. And I'm tired. I got to work in the morning, so I'm going to go to bed. Lady B says those are sentimental quilts. They are. They're sentimental. They're handmade. So they're family heirlooms, and, you know, one day your children will love to have them, if you have children. All right. Thank you all very much for a fantastically titillating conversation, philosophical as it may have been. Have a great night. I'll see you guys tomorrow night for some politics. We'll get crazy, wild and crazy up in here, long as the voice holds out. And Amanda says...
Nighters all. See you tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Untethered Live for Politics. Much love, y'all.
And Judy says, bye, y'all. And Debbie says, good night, y'all. And Debbie, God bless you, sweetie, and thank you very much. Have a great night. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Thanks for watching.